Welcome back to the 6 o'clock show. Now, our next guest is married to one of Ireland's favourite daughters, has a few hit podcasts under his belt, enjoys running marathons a little bit too much, and let's be honest, he's really fit.
Super fit. Earlier today, I had a mocktail and a one-on-one with Spencer Matthews. I mean, how could I refuse that? Sit back, relax, and enjoy what's coming your way. Spencer Matthews, a big, huge welcome back to the 6 o'clock show.
Thank you, sir.
We love having you on. Welcome back to Dublin. We're here in Dublin City Centre in Café on Seine.
Beautiful place.
You're always in Dublin. You love Dublin?
I love Dublin, yes.
What keeps you coming back to Ireland? Why do you love it so much?
Well, that would have to be my Irish wife.
Of course.
But outside of...
your Irish wife.
My Irish wife, I love the Irish. I love the Irish people. I like the Irish scene. On a sunny day like today,
gorgeous.
I mean,
23 degrees.
There's no better place, I don't think.
For those that don't know your Irish wife, would you like to introduce her?
Her name is Vogue.
Yes.
Vogue Williams. I think legally she's Vogue Matthews, I believe. She just hasn't bothered to change her passport or bank cards or anything like that.
So for work, she's Williams.
Vogue Williams is now her stage name.
Oh, nice, but she's Mrs. Matthews.
I think so. I like to think so.
I changed my name when I got married.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm now Dowling Gorinyan.
Oh, wow.
I double barred her.
Oh, very nice.
Sounds a little judgy.
So did Sophie. She's here somewhere.
Oh, nice.
RCMO.
Let's not forget, you are here for work, for an event this evening. Now, am I right in thinking you're going on a bit of a pub crawl, but not in the traditional sense? Tell us more.
A clean crawl.
Clean crawl?
We call it.
Okay, nice. I like that.
We're opening people's eyes to the marvel of the clean cocktail.
Okay.
So 5.5 years ago, I founded CleanCo. It's an alcohol-free spirits company. We make gins, whiskey, rum, tequila, and vodka. Not anti-alcohol at all. I drink every so often. I've just become accustomed to a life with very little alcohol. I much prefer it personally. And this kind of gives me the ability to socialize in a really inclusive way.
Right.
So you're drinking a margarita, I'm drinking a clean margarita, we're both having margaritas, they smell, they taste, they look the same. It's less of a compromise in a social setting.
But one of us gets a little looser than the other.
Perhaps.
And one of us may be feeling a little sore the next morning.
Well, you never know.
You never know. What advice would you have for anyone watching this interview right now here on the 6 o'clock show and they are sober curious? What would you say to them?
If you're curious about anything, you should give it a go, really. Well, that doesn't go for crime, I suppose.
No, don't do that.
Or no, if you're curious about being a burglar, then maybe don't burgle anything.
Don't.
But if you're curious about sobriety, in my humble opinion, sobriety can only enhance your life. And as I've mentioned, I'm not a sober person.
Yeah.
I haven't drank in 3 months. When I do next drink, I'll probably take another few months off. I set myself goals, and until I achieve that goal, I stay on the straight and narrow.
When it comes to your number one guest for the podcast, Untapped, who's at number one?
It's a good question. I mean,
we ask all the good questions here.
No, I know it's an interesting one. I'm not just saying this, but you know, each episode is special to me. I have really great in-depth conversations with lots of different people. I enjoyed the episode with Robin Sharma. He wrote the 5 a.m. Club and The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. He just gives excellent kind of life advice. Like, you know, when you ask someone a question, they just have like a really logical, polished,
just like right now.
Exactly.
We're doing it.
Yes.
We're doing it.
So he's great. Ben Stokes was incredible, the England cricket captain. He came on to discuss his relationship with alcohol.
Who is the one guest you want to get on and why?
Ooh.
Another good question.
We're heading down, really trying to interview the tip-top elite athletes in the world.
Elite.
So that brings me to, you know, the GOATs of sport. We're still a young, small podcast, but I would love to interview Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, Michael Phelps.
Tiger Woods is
Michael Jordan.
Tom Brady's a good one too.
You know, all of these guys who, well, in the case of Tiger Woods, very interesting. You know,
very interesting.
So much controversy as well
in his private life. Yes,
exactly. So,
but do you think he'd spill the tea on his private life and his dalliances?
You never know what somebody might say to another person that they just like. You know, so it would be important to bring your A game.
Hoping that happens now.
There you go.
Yeah.
See,
if you were to train for an Olympic sport, what would it be and why?
Clay pigeon shooting, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a bad shot.
Okay.
I could practice that for hours and hours and hours and hours. You know, I could do 10,000 hours of practice and potentially end up there. You never know.
Maybe work on that.
But something like running, you know, like the difference between a very able runner and an Olympic runner is something quite
so different. Well, we're now got on to your wife,
okay,
who is Vogue. We've established that at the very first question at the start of this chat. You guys have been married 7 years. She was on with us recently talking about her autobiography, which is called Big Mouth.
Big Mouth.
Why does she call it Big Mouth?
She talks a lot. I think anyway.
Did you read the book? You were happy with it?
I was happy with it.
Good.
Yeah, I think when you're writing about somebody that literally lives with you, it's probably an idea just to write some okay things.
Nice stuff.
Yeah, because otherwise, it's always going to be that monkey on your back, isn't it? Otherwise, it's like, well, you actually wrote like a load of.
You shouldn't have wrote that about me. 7 years married. What's the secret to a happy marriage relationship?
Compromise. I think compromise, consistency. I think just looking out for each other, being in touch regularly. In my particular instance, I ask her if I can help her with stuff. Regularly. She doesn't often need my help. She's a very independent, hardworking woman.
Yeah.
But just knowing that you're there for each other, I think, is a nice thing, that you're not living separate lives.
Do you like the saying, happy wife, happy life?
It couldn't make more sense to me. That is, honestly, I know it's a cliche, but of course if your wife is happy, you have a better life. I think it makes sense.
I wouldn't know, I don't have a wife. Anyway, we asked Vogue if the kids have picked up any Irish isms, so I'm going to ask you, Spencer Matthews, have you picked up any Irish isms?
I say grand now from time to time.
Grand.
Yeah. Oh no, it'll be grand.
It'll be grand.
Which is not something.
No. Would you tell Vogue it'll be grand?
Sometimes, yeah. Ooh. I say, you'll be grand, don't worry about it.
Final question. Yeah. Your BFF Jamie Lang and his wife Sophie are due their very first baby soon.
Yes.
Have you given them any tips? You must be so excited.
Funnily enough, I did give him some tips.
Great.
He called me the other morning. We actually happened to both be running at the time, which was...
There's lots of running going on here.
Running is good for you.
Yeah, listen, I get it.
Running is good for your body and mind and soul.
Yes.
I'm not even a religious person, but you must feed your soul. What was I going to say? Jamie, he just called, and he did. He wanted to know bits and bobs about infancy, newborns, and I gave him my 2 cents.
Well, if he calls his child Blake, you and I are going to have a big problem.
Yeah, well.
And on that note, thank you for joining us on the 6 o'clock show.
It was always a pleasure, my friend.
Cheers to you.
I hope you enjoy your Clean Paloma.
I will.
We at the Clean Company are in our Clean Paloma era. And
take a sip.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Cheers.